In this video, I'm going to show you Punta Bayahibe, the viewing point where you can take the most spectacular and beautiful photos in Bayahibe and get the best views of the coast and the sunsets and the sunrises. There's also one of the two giant Bayahibe painted logos that you can take photos with as well. And along the way, you're going to see a few surprises too, including some sites of archaeological interest and some spots where we occasionally see Antillean manatees, not forgetting a beautiful, charming Caribbean church. Quick orientation just before we start the walk, or shall I say it's a short stroll. You can see here in Bayahibe, the part sticking out there between Playa Bayahibe above and Puerto Bayahibe below is this long natural Punta Bayahibe. X marks the spot where we're going to start the walk, and to the right you can see the Parqueo Principal, which is the main coach park. The more or less green line is where we're going to walk along, and the blue lines show where we're going to deviate from the green line on the return walk. So this is just standing at the end of the main car park. You'll see Mamma Mia, which has great pasta, is homemade, and the Sofiku beach club there, and beachside. So that's your orientation. You can see that very large sign up in the air for the Sofiku. They sell pizzas there with a great oven. The other reason I point out these spots is now you know where you can go and chill, relax, have a drink, or even a meal after you've gone on this walk. We're just going forward. Basically, this walk is a straight line, but I'm going to show you on your right there's a very small beach which overlooks Playa Bayahibe. It's pretty much cleaner than the Puerto Bayahibe beach, and it's so near, and there's bars there, and on this stroll you can go as fast or slow as you like, taking in as many little attractions or curiosities as you like. So this is the car park for the public. Behind us is the coach and bus car park where most of the day trips come and go from. As you can see, Bayahibe is basically a place where it was a fishing village, and now there's a lot more boats which are used for tourism. It's an embarkation point, and many people come through here, but not many have a look around compared to that number. And here, as we can see just on the left there, just passing the camera, is the Flor de Bayahibe, the Rosa de Bayahibe, the national flower tree. It's not got any flowers on, so I'm not taking any film of it really. You can see it's a bit spiny there to the left. Here's a bit of history on the church. It's just been renovated, and let's have a look at the church from the jetty here. It's quite a charming church. People always take photos of it and have a look in when they pass if it's open. It's just been renovated, as I say, brand new paint job and new air conditioning systems. And so a quick look in here as you pass by is always nice to appreciate this wooden structure with many details inside. And even the floor is beautifully done too. Windows like this so the breeze can blow in from one side to the other. Look back at the jetty there, and there's a school there on the left, but we're going to just go straight ahead and have a quick look back at the church. Always popular for photos, as I say. And as we go down here, down the side of the church, you'll have great views to the right still of Playa Bayahibe. And I do suggest, not here, but just in a moment, looking in the sea on the right, in case there are any Antillean manatees. Just have a quick look, because they graze on the vegetation, and sometimes it's very difficult to see unless you're actually up above them. And it's like a once in a lifetime experience to see them. There's always a few people here who are just basically watching the boats. Now on the left here you'll see these signs. They're in Spanish, and they tell you about the Tainos site here, which those are the natives before the pre-Columbian natives, about what they found here when they were when they were constructing the school. So now here those are boats belonging to the Navy and the Coast Guard. Right, yeah, so here, this is where we sometimes see manatees. It's a very special occasion if you do see them. They're not there regularly. It's an irregular thing, but it's always worth checking because it's awesome to say you've seen a manatee, to see one up close, and they can be really, really close to the shore. So here we go, just continuing down the path, and you see you could go to the left there. We're going to actually come back that way, but we're going to follow the path here, and you may see the odd lizard, the odd bird, and actually there are crabs on the right, but they usually run away before they let you get too close to them. But if you look from a distance, you will see crabs. These views start to get more and more spectacular, and most people come here and then just come up on the viewing platform, and yes, it's relatively safe for young children if you keep an eye on them, keep them on the path. It is dangerous if they go off the path, so supervise very closely at all times. But I suggest going here to the right if you've got the footwear to take it, because it's quite rough going, and the balance, because you do not want to fall into these little coves. And you can see the rock is fascinating, you know, so many details you can see of the coral. So that this is, you're actually walking on coral, it seems. I'm not an expert, but there's just so many coral-like structures here. I thought it was volcanic rock, but it looks more like coral. In the afternoon, there's so many boats coming back to drop tourists off at the beach there. That's the business end of Playa Bayahibe. The further you go over there, the closer you get to the beach where people bathe and sunbathe. Now, I just prefer, in many respects, coming out here on these rocks because you get such a beautiful photo opportunity. You get the rocks, the sea, and the sun in the same photo or video, and it's much more dramatic. And you can even get the, as you'll see in a moment, you'll get the waves coming and swirling in between the rocks there. But up on the platform, the views are great as well. But I highly recommend coming out here whilst being very careful not to fall. You just get great photos, and you're probably going to be on your own, which is great, whereas there's quite often a few people on the viewing platform. Here's a few shots from different days. You can get a good idea of what to expect, although obviously you never know what the sunset will look like exactly on each day. It's just endlessly fascinating. Even in the rain, I've got a shot which is coming up in a rainstorm. It's very dramatic, very spectacular. And what better composition? Rocks, boats, sea, and then the sunset. So you get all these things giving it perspective, rather than just stood on the platform taking video or photo of the sky. And it not only makes better photos and videos, but actually the experience, the memory, because you're right next to the crashing waves, the spray from the ocean, the boats are coming closer by, and you're just that much more connected when you're out on this little outcrop of rock. Let's go and check out the viewing platform. After that, we're going to the large Bayahibe sign. Then on the way back, I'm going to show you another beautiful viewing point where you could possibly snorkel as well, depending on the traffic from the boats. You need to consider that. But first of all, the wooden viewing point, and you can see here people basically do whatever. Sometimes there's even yoga classes. Some locals come here even to cut their hair or just listen to the radio, or people come here to take photos after their wedding. Anything really. It's just a very easygoing sort of place to hang out. The views are exceptional. You can see Playa Bayahibe to the right. You can see the mainland going out very, very far. Then on this side you can see the port of Bayahibe. Plenty of space to sit down, chill out, and take in a view. And many people wait here for the sunset, take in the sunset, or come early for the sunrise. And if you do have young children, just be aware there are 2 or 3 gaps in the railing that you need to watch out for, and obviously the 2 stairway exits. Other than that, if you keep them supervised, they can roam around a bit and have a lot of fun. We're going to exit the platform on the opposite side to which we entered, and you can see in front of us the Bayahibe letters, and again very popular for taking photos. Again, here it's good to have sensible footwear because the ground's a bit rough, but it's a great photo opportunity, this being one of the only 2 Bayahibe signs. The other is in front of the town hall, and it's just on the main road as you enter Bayahibe. Just a few quick shots to show you the ambience here, the photo opportunities, video opportunities that you can have, the view, and you can get both the viewpoint and the sign there in one shot. And again, you can see sometimes the sea splashing up, and that can be quite dramatic in front of a sunset as well. So from here we're going to go across behind the Bayahibe sign and back to join the path which we came in on. But as we go back, we're going to show you one more thing. So let's go to the final part of this short stroll. If you go behind the Bayahibe sign here, and you can see a rough path which leads eventually to the path that you came in on. Lizard there, chase the lizard, there you go. So the path goes between 2 trees there, and it leads to where we saw the archaeological signs, and then you're back on the original path. We're going to have a look at a beautiful spot which is less visited, and there are benches you can chill out on, and there are some rocks and a great view of Puerto Bayahibe. So what we do is we come back. So you can see here we've just joined the path that we came in on, heading back with the Coast Guard and the Navy boats to our left. Always worth checking again, if you've been a while at the end there, if there's any manatees in the sea. And here we come back towards the church, and down the side of the church, if you see the girl to the left there doing some posing for the camera. And then here you can just chill out if you want, just for a final look before you make it back to the car park or to one of those restaurants or bars. I think I forgot to say, but that public car park that we started at the entrance of is 200 pesos if you want to drive here. And you can see someone snorkeling here anyway. I don't recommend snorkeling if it's a busy time of the day when boats are leaving or coming back, but it's one of those places where it's good to do it just after the majority of boats have come back to harbour. You can get a nice view over there of the other side of Bayahibe and the boats coming and going. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out the other videos on our channel, Bayahibe and Dominicus, telling you local knowledge about local attractions. And we hope to see you again soon. Thanks for joining us, and enjoy your time in Bayahibe.